So I'm sure you guys have all heard about the Waffle attack recently, where I think 4 people died, unfortunately. But there was that one guy who tackled the shooter and was able to wrestle the gun away from the guy and then throw it away. And it, diffused the situation. The guy is a hero and he saved a lot of lives. But the take coming out of the Parkland shooter kids is just insane, right? And they're just the puppets. They're the things they say what Democrats in the establishment pretty much want to say, but they use the kids to say it so then they could later say like, oh, they're young, they don't really know what they're talking about. They just say things. You can't really hold it against them. And they were victims of a school shooting. But this is her 4-part tweet that was ridiculous after it. But this is one of 4. He was white and he used an AR-15. So for some reason she thought that it was, good to add in that he was white. I don't really know why. Imagine if she did like he was black. People would be like, what are you, racist? But the NRA is about to say this man had mental issues, health issues, which he most likely did, so that the rest of us will get scared of anyone with poor mental health and buy a gun in preemptive defense so that gun sales increase. Shootings don't just happen in schools. So she's saying that the NRA wants you to get guns to defend you against crazy people, right? But that is true to some extent. Like, you do need guns to protect yourself from people who do have mental issues, but they're not bringing up the mental issue thing because of that. They're doing it as another cause as to what is causing the shooting. Like, all of these kids, all these people who have done school shootings have had mental issues. Like, that is just true. So, and another thing is they were all the FBI was following pretty much all of these people, including the recent shooter in this thing. So that is another thing that they're willing to overlook. And these kids get put on Time magazine, this and that. But that one kid that was all shot up and was in a wheelchair and all this shit doesn't really get any attention because he is suing the Broward School Division. He is suing like the sheriff and all the people who are really responsible for the attack. And another thing, it's like, what is David Hogg going to say about this guy? And can the cops really use the excuse that, oh, how could they stare down the barrel of an AR-15? It's pretty scary even if you only have a handgun. It's like, this guy did it without a handgun. He did it with his bare hands. He ran in. But the tweet goes on, right? 2, they happen everywhere in America. And now one has happened in Waffle House. You can donate all the shooting shelters to schools that you want, but at the end of the day, we can't build our world out of Kevlar. Someone is making mad money off that. Well, yeah, clearly, and you kids are just being exploited by it, you idiots. You're calling to have your rights taken away, this, and that. Now you're all going to have to wear clear knapsacks. So yeah, you're, I don't know, giving money to the knapsack companies or something, the clear knapsack companies. But yeah, you're definitely giving money to somebody. And but the third part is the worst. It's like, the local police say a man at the scene wrestled his gun away. Looks like you don't need to arm a teacher or a resource officer to stop a school shooting. There goes the sales pitch for Smith Wesson Corps or whatever, the gun manufacturer. But she's saying, like, see, the guy wrestled him away with a handgun. We don't need guns. We can just wrestle them away if ever this situation occurs again. See, this is total proof. It's like, no, this was lucky. You were lucky that more people did not die and it didn't get worse than it did. But this is the mind of a child, and it's like they want to raise the gun limit, the gun age to 25, but they want to lower the voting age to 16, which is completely insane with the way these people think and the level of critical thinking. But number 4, removing the assault and semi-automatic weapons from our civilian society, instituting thorough background checks and mandatory waiting periods, and raising the buying age and banning the production of high-capacity magazines are the way to stop shootings in America. So yeah, just take away more of your rights, this and that. This is always their answer. And every school shooting, they're going to try to exploit, or any shooting that happens anywhere, they're going to exploit, especially if it's a white dude that does it. If it's a black dude that's doing it, if it's happening in, like, I don't know, Chicago or something, they're not gonna talk about it. But when it's something like this, and they can go after AR-15s and scary looking assault type weapons, then they're gonna go for that. And really, why they're doing that is because once they get rid of these types of scary looking weapons, these assault looking weapons, then they can justifiably go for handguns, because nothing else would be left. Because they're you see, whenever they get in these debates, these leftists, whenever you bring up handguns, you be like, yeah, but most things are handguns. They always avoid the question. They always like obfuscate to something else. They bring up a different topic. So they do that on purpose, because they know that they want to take handguns away too, but they're not going to openly say that until everything else is out of the way first. So yeah, like, hopefully these kids keep making these ridiculous, stupid takes, because it's pretty hilarious. And I think most people think, especially the third tweet where she's saying, like, you don't need to arm teachers and this and that. You can just tackle them from now on. This will reduce deaths. It's like, no. Even that teacher who wants to keep rocks in his classroom is a better idea than that. Like, if you have no other guns, then yeah, a bunch of rocks, big stones in kids' hands, that would be much better than nothing. Because if you hurl a bunch of rocks at a kid, yeah, like, you could probably take him out. But just relying on, hopefully, the guy's reloading his weapon and you get a chance to tackle him, like, those opportunities do not happen often. I'm not saying, yeah, go arm all the fucking teachers, this and that, because a lot of them are incompetent. But in general, people should be allowed to arm themselves more when they want to. And also, people do need to look into mental health, and the FBI does need to start doing their job, because like I said, this shooter, the Pulse shooter, the Parkland shooter, the Las Vegas shooter, like, all of these shooters have been known to the FBI before they do the criminal acts. And the FBI does this all the time. They wait, and they try to catch, like, a bigger fish. Usually, like, they'll try to use the person to lead them on to something else, and then they'll let that person go, and then they'll go and kill a bunch of other people. Or they just let it happen anyways because they want it to happen. And another thing the media is doing is they're blasting this guy's face everywhere. So what are they doing? They know what they're doing. This is going to incentivize another copycat killer, because now everybody knows what this guy looks like. He looks like a retarded white dude, essentially. Like, all these guys look like they do have issues. They do have some type of mental issues just by looking at them. So yeah, if the teachers were better in that sense and actually cared about the kids and did their job teaching, and the parents did their job parenting and shit like that, it wasn't such a problem with single mother parents, because I'm pretty sure all of the shooters as well came from broken homes. That is another issue that we need to address. So, leftists like to talk about stopping, having preemptive, stopping issues preemptively. Let's do it. Let's stop this preemptively. But they don't care about doing that. They want to just use it to take away your rights. They're going to blast this kid's face everywhere, so another copycat killer does this again, so then they can just repeat the fucking narrative. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. And sorry about the cat again. He's been trying to get in front of my monitor the entire time, like an annoying little fucker. But that's all I had to say. Take it easy.